Welcome. I am Day, a woman in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. I have found that in my years of active recovery, that upon waking, it is useful for me to affirm and devote myself to the me of my recovery, the one who ties all of the pieces of me together gently and lovingly to face each day. With these daily affirmations, reflections, and devotions, walk with me on the journey of renewal and self reflection, and remember that you are not alone. Fair Use Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. January 10. United we stand. Excuse me. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently may be, has to be smashed. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 30. I came to Alcoholics Anonymous because I was no longer able to control my drinking. It was either my wife's complaining about my drinking, or maybe the sheriff forced me to go to AA meetings, or perhaps I knew deep down inside that I couldn't drink like others, but I was unwilling to admit it because the alternative terrified me. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women united against a common fatal disease. Each one of our lives is linked to every other, much like the survivors on a life raft at sea. If we all work together, we can get safely to shore. Fair use. Courage to change, one day at a time, in Al Anon. January 10. I suspect that if I reclaimed all the minutes, hours, and days I sacrificed to worry and fear, I'd add years to my life. When I succumb to worry, I open a Pandora's box of terrifying pictures, paranoid voices, and relentless self-criticism. The more attention I pay to this mental static, the more I lose my foothold in reality. Then nothing useful can be accomplished. To break the cycle of worry and fear, I'm learning to focus all my attention on this very moment. I can turn away from destructive thoughts and concentrate instead on the sights and sounds around me, light and shadows, the earth beneath my feet, the pulse of everyday living, all pieces of the here and now. These bits of reality help rescue me from what ifs and should haves by anchoring me in the present. Prayer and meditation, the slogans and phone calls to Al Anon friends are other sources of serenity that bring me back to this moment. As I shut out the noise, I am more receptive to my higher power's will, and therefore much more able to work my way through difficult times. Today's reminder: this day is all I have to work with, and it's all I need. If I am tempted to worry about tomorrow's concerns, I will gently bring my mind back to today. The past has flown away. The coming month and year do not exist. Ours only is the present's tiny point. Mamad Shabistan. Just for today, daily meditations for recovering addicts. Fair use. January 10, gratitude. I'm very grateful to have come to believe. IP number 21, the loan. Belief in a higher power can make all the difference when the going gets tough. When things don't go our way in recovery, our sponsor may direct us to make a gratitude list. When we do, we should include our faith in a power greater than ourselves on the list. One of the greatest gifts we receive from the 12 steps is our belief in a God of our own understanding. The 12 steps gently lead us toward a spiritual awakening. Just as our addiction progressed, so does our spiritual life develop. In the course of working the program of Narcotics Anonymous. The steps are our path to a relationship with a God of our understanding. This higher power gives us strength when our road gets rough. Are we grateful for our deepening relationship with a higher power? Do we remember to thank God for each day clean, no matter what has happened that day? Do we remember that no matter how deep our despair or how great our joy, the God of our understanding is with us? Our recovery is a gift that we sometimes take for granted. Each day we stay clean, we can rejoice in our higher powers King. Just for today, I am grateful for my relationship with a higher power that cares for me. Fair use. Today, Emotions Anonymous. January 10. Reflection for today. I began to exercise patience. I told myself, my higher power is working on me as fast as possible. Telling God I was willing to wait made the waiting easier somehow. As step 7 suggests, I asked for God's help through grace. When I asked for my shortcomings to be removed, I found I was not giving anything up, but eliminating things which could again lead to my downfall. I was cleaning house and sending the unnecessary items to the dump, not just dusting them off and putting them back. I could not do this alone. Meditation for today. May I take action, not just pray and wait by using the EA tools which have so graciously been given to me. Today I will remember. I will clean my mental house from the inside out and ask God to be my trash man. Fair use. Strengthening my recovery meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. January 10. Recovery language. We may be speaking program lingo, but we are not talking about what truly bothers us. BRB, Big Red Book, page 432. In the beginning, many of us found great comfort in the new language of recovery. It shielded us against the old way of thinking. But some of us found that talking the talk without walking the walk did not change our actual behavior. Excuse me. We damaged ourselves and those around us by treading lightly. As we learned when we were children, we did not make waves, and the consequences still hurt us deeply. What we needed to see was that we were in a fight for our very lives. As we recognized our complacency, we began to free ourselves. We embrace our choices as adults with a firm backbone. We grow up. We do for ourselves what no one else can do. We rescue ourselves. We do this by surrendering our controlling grip and letting other people into our lives who can help us, a sponsor, a fellow, traveler, a therapist, whomever we need. We are not looking for perfection but progress. We put aside our doubts and walk into the light of a new truth. It may feel painful to be honest and try something new, but not as painful as staying where we are. On this day, I will take action to get a sponsor if I don't already have one. I will commit to working the steps and not just sound like I know what I'm talking about when I really don't. Please subscribe, like, share, and most of all, be the you that you are created to be.